Picture this. You're sitting in your favorite armchair, the one that's held you through decades of laughter and tears, and the phone hasn't rung in days. The house is quiet, too quiet. You start wondering, where did everyone go? If you're over 80 or caring for someone who is, you might have felt this sting already. Life after 80 isn't just about creaky joints or doctor's visits. It's about unexpected shifts that hit you right in the heart. Today, we're diving into 5 harsh realities of aging that nobody talks about enough, but everyone over 80 feels. These aren't just physical changes. They're emotional, social, and deeply personal. Stick with me until the end, because understanding these truths can light a path to more peace, connection, and even joy in this chapter of life. Let's jump in. Let's start with something that sneaks up on you. After 80, your social world starts to feel like it's shrinking, almost like the walls of your life are closing in inch by inch. It's not that you're suddenly alone. Maybe you still get calls from your kids, or a neighbor pops by with a smile, but the rhythm of connection changes. The lively dinners, the spontaneous coffee chats, the bustle of friends who used to fill your days, they start to fade. Friends move to retirement communities, face their own health struggles, or sadly pass away. Family gets caught up in their own whirlwind, grandkids with soccer practice, kids with demanding jobs. And without you even noticing at first, the silence grows louder than the conversations. This isn't about feeling sorry for yourself. It's about being real. After 80, keeping your social circle vibrant takes more effort than it ever did. You might notice fewer invitations to gatherings, not because people don't care, but because life pulls them in different directions. Maybe you're not driving as much anymore, so popping over to a friend's house feels like a bigger deal. Or perhaps you're the one pulling back, worried you'll be a burden, or just not feeling up to the energy it takes to socialize. Either way, the result is the same. Those easy, natural connections you took for granted in your 60s and 70s. They're harder to hold on to now. I remember my Aunt Clara, who hit 82 last year. She used to host card nights every Friday, her living room buzzing with laughter, the smell of her famous lemon bars in the air. But over time, her group dwindled. One friend moved to Florida, another got sick, and soon Clara was spending more evenings alone flipping through old photo albums. She told me I didn't realize how much I'd missed the noise. That's the emotional weight of this reality. It's not just about fewer people around. It's about the memories of what used to be tugging at your heart. Here's the thing. This shift can feel like a loss, almost like grieving. You might find yourself replaying old moments, those summer barbecues, the way your best friend's laugh filled the room. And that's okay. It's not weakness to miss what was. But here's where you can take control. Your social world might be quieter, but it's not gone. You can still build connection even if it looks different now. Start small. Call that old friend, even if it's just to chat for 10 minutes. Join a local senior center's book club. Many have virtual options now, so you don't even need to leave home. Or share a story with your grandkids. They might surprise you with how much they want to hear about your life. One practical tip. Try writing a letter. Not an email, but a real handwritten note to someone you haven't talked to in a while. There's something special about putting pen to paper. It feels personal, and it's a keepsake they'll treasure. Plus, it's a way to reconnect without the pressure of a phone call. My neighbor, Mr. Thompson, started doing this at 85, and he says it's like rebuilding my world one letter at a time. He's even gotten replies that turned into regular phone chats. Another idea is to lean into technology even if it feels intimidating. Apps like Zoom or FaceTime can bring faraway family closer. Ask a grandkid to teach you. They'll love showing off their tech skills. And don't underestimate the power of small local connections. That neighbor you wave to every morning, invite them over for tea. Those little moments add up, filling the quiet with warmth. The emotional weight of a quieter social circle can also stir up deeper feelings, like wondering if you're still valued. Let me remind you, you are. Your stories, your wisdom, the way you've navigated life's ups and downs, they matter. The world might feel like it's moving on, but there are people who still need to hear from you. Maybe it's a young family member who'd love your advice, or a friend who's feeling just as isolated. Reach out, even if it's just a small gesture. You'd be amazed how one conversation can spark a new connection. Here's a health tip tied to this. Staying socially active isn't just good for your heart, it's good for your brain. Studies show that regular social interaction can lower the risk of cognitive decline, like memory loss or dementia. Even a 15-minute chat with a friend can boost your mood and reduce stress. So think of connection as medicine just as important as your daily vitamins. If this reality hits home for you, drop a 1 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're with me. And if you're finding this helpful, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps this community growing, and I'm so grateful you're here. Let's talk about something that catches so many of us off guard after 80. Those little health issues that used to be no big deal suddenly turn into big hurdles. You know what I mean? A cold that lingers for weeks instead of days, a stubbed toe that takes forever to stop throbbing, or a moment of dizziness that makes you pause and wonder what's going on with my body. It's not just that your body slows down, it's that its ability to bounce back isn't what it used to be. After 80, the margin for error gets razor thin, and things you barely noticed in your 60s or 70s, like skipping lunch or not drinking enough water, can throw you off balance in ways you never expected. Think about it. When you were younger, you could shrug off a late night or push through a busy day without a second thought. Now, something as simple as missing a meal might leave you shaky or foggy. A small cut that once healed in a couple of days, it might stick around for weeks, demanding extra care. I saw this with my dad, who's 84 now. He used to be the guy who'd mow the lawn, rake leaves, and still have energy for a game of cards. But last year, he twisted his ankle stepping off a curb. Not a big deal, right? Except it took months of physical therapy to get back to his usual walks. He told me I didn't expect my body to hold a grudge like that. That's the reality. Your body doesn't just recover on its own anymore. It needs your attention, your patience, and sometimes a whole lot of TLC. This shift isn't just physical, it's emotional too. There's a frustration, almost a sense of betrayal, when your body doesn't cooperate the way it used to. If you've always prided yourself on being active, maybe you were the one hiking trails, gardening, or chasing grandkids, this change can hit hard. It's like your body's rewriting the rules without telling you. You might feel a pang of grief for the energy you once had, or even worry that you're losing your independence. And let's be honest, nobody really prepares you for this. Your doctor might say it's just aging, but that doesn't capture the weight of it. You feel the difference every extra day it takes to recover, every time you have to ask for help with something you used to do alone. But here's the good news: you're not powerless. Recognizing this reality is the first step to taking charge. Your body may not bounce back like it did, but you can help it along with some smart practical habits. Start with the basics. Hydration is huge. After 80, your body doesn't signal thirst as clearly, so aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. Keep a water bottle by your chair as a reminder. My friend Betty, who's 87, swears by setting a timer to sip water every hour. It's a small change, but it keeps her energy steady and her mind clear. Nutrition is another game changer. You don't need fancy diets, just focus on balanced meals with protein, veggies, and whole grains. Even if your appetite's smaller, try eating smaller, more frequent meals to keep your strength up. And don't skip those doctor's visits. Regular checkups can catch small issues like low vitamin levels or blood pressure changes before they turn into big problems. Ask your doctor about gentle exercises too, like chair yoga or short walks. These can boost circulation and help your body heal faster. One health tip that's often overlooked: listen to your body's signals. If you're tired, rest. Don't push through like you might have in your 50s. If something feels off, don't brush it off. My neighbor George learned this the hard way at 81 when he ignored a minor cough that turned into pneumonia. Now he keeps a journal to track how he feels each day. It's not about obsessing, it's about noticing patterns so you can act early. Little steps like these can make a big difference in keeping minor hiccups from becoming major hurdles. Emotionally, this reality asks you to be kind to yourself. It's okay to feel frustrated when your body doesn't keep up. But instead of seeing it as a betrayal, think of it as a chance to care for yourself in a new way. You've spent decades taking care of others, your kids, your spouse, your community. Now it's your turn. Give yourself permission to slow down, to ask for help, to say, I need a little extra time today. That's not giving up, it's wisdom. It's protecting the strength you still have so you can keep doing the things you love, whether that's baking cookies for your grandkids or tending to your rose garden. And here's a health fact to keep in mind: staying proactive about small health issues can lower your risk of bigger ones. For example, managing minor infections quickly can prevent hospital stays, which are tougher to recover from after 80. So keep that first aid kit stocked, check in with your doctor regularly, and don't hesitate to call if something feels wrong. Knowledge is power, and the more you understand your body's new rhythm, the more you can stay in control. If this reality resonates with you, drop a 2 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're still with me. And if you're finding these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support means the world and helps us keep sharing advice that makes a difference. Let's keep going. There's more to explore. Here's a truth that creeps in after 80 and hits harder than you might expect. You start to feel like you're fading from view. Not in a dramatic way, like you're invisible, but in a quiet, subtle shift where the world doesn't seem to see you the way it once did. You walk into a family gathering and the room doesn't light up like it used to. You share a story and someone talks over you, not out of meanness, but because they assume you're done, or maybe don't think your words carry the same weight anymore. It's as if your age steps into the room before you do, and suddenly you're not the vibrant, commanding presence you know you are. This reality, the subtle fate of being truly seen, can sting, and it's something so many over 80 experience, but rarely talk about. Let me paint a picture. Imagine you're at your granddaughter's birthday party. The kids are running around, the adults are chatting about work and school, and you're sitting there with a lifetime of stories, decades of love loss and lessons. You start to share a memory about your own childhood birthdays, but halfway through someone changes the subject. Or maybe you're at the grocery store and the cashier barely looks up as they scan your items, rushing you along like you're just another task. These moments add up, and they can make you feel like your presence doesn't matter as much as it once did. It's not that people are cruel, often they don't even realize they're doing it. But in a world that's always rushing, always chasing the next big thing, youth gets the spotlight and age gets pushed to the sidelines. I saw this with my friend Louise, who's 83 and sharp as a tack. She used to be the life of every party, her stories about growing up in Chicago, drawing everyone in. But last Thanksgiving, she told me she felt like a ghost at her own family's table. I'd start talking, she said, and it was like my voice just floated away. That's the emotional weight of this reality. It's not just about being ignored. It's about feeling like your wisdom, your humor, your you-ness isn't valued the way it should be. And that can stir up all kinds of feelings: sadness, frustration, even a quiet kind of grief for the way things used to be. Here's the thing: this fate isn't your fault, and it's not a reflection of your worth. It's a cultural blind spot, one that forgets how much elders have to offer. But you don't have to let it define you. You can reclaim your presence even in a world that's distracted. Start by speaking up, even if it feels uncomfortable. If someone interrupts, gently bring the conversation back. Hang on, I wasn't done sharing that. It's not about being pushy, it's about reminding others that your voice matters. And seek out the people who do see you. Maybe it's a close friend, a curious grandkid, or a neighbor who loves your stories. Those connections, even if they're few, are gold. One practical way to stay visible is to share your experiences intentionally. Try recording your memories, whether it's writing them in a journal, taping a video, or even starting a blog. My cousin Ed, who's 86, started posting short stories about his Navy days on Facebook, and his family eats it up. It's not just about preserving your legacy, it's about reminding the world you're still here, still full of life. If tech feels daunting, ask a younger relative to help set it up. They'll probably jump at the chance to bond with you. Another tip: get involved in spaces where your experience is valued. Local senior centers often have storytelling groups or history projects where your perspective is celebrated. Or volunteer to mentor younger folks' schools and community programs. Love pairing seniors with kids who need guidance. These moments don't just make you feel seen, they remind you of the impact you can still have. And from a health perspective, staying engaged like this is a win. Research shows that feeling valued and connected can lower stress and even improve heart health, which is crucial after 80. Now let's talk about the emotional side. Feeling overlooked can chip away at your confidence, making you wonder if you're still relevant. Let me tell you, you are. Your life, the challenges you've overcome, the love you've given, the lessons you've learned, is a treasure chest of wisdom. The world might not always pause to listen, but that doesn't mean your story's done. Keep sharing it, even if it's just with one person who hangs on your every word. And be patient with those who rush by. They're often caught up in their own chaos, not realizing what they're missing. One last health tip: protect your mental well-being by surrounding yourself with positivity. If certain situations like noisy family events make you feel sidelined, plan smaller, quieter gatherings where you can shine. Invite a few loved ones over for coffee and share a story you know they'll love. Those moments recharge you, reminding you that you're not fading, you're just glowing in a different way. If this reality hits home, drop a 3 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're with me. And if you're finding these insights helpful, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps this community strong, and I'm so glad you're here. Let's keep moving forward together. Let's get real about something that happens after 80 that nobody warns you about. Your everyday world starts to feel smaller, like it's folding in on itself bit by bit. It's not that your life falls apart or that you're suddenly stuck at home all the time. It's more subtle, like the places you used to go, the routines you loved, and the people who filled your days just drift away. Maybe your favorite diner closed down, or the park where you used to walk feels too far now. Maybe friends have moved, gotten sick, or passed on, and your neighborhood doesn't feel as familiar anymore. This slow shrink of your world isn't just about physical spaces. It carries an emotional weight that can catch you off guard, leaving you wondering how the life you knew got so quiet. Picture this: you used to start your mornings at the local coffee shop, swapping stories with the regulars over a warm mug. Now maybe you're not driving as much, or getting out feels like more effort than it's worth. Your world, once buzzing with errands, visits, and little adventures, starts to center around your home, your kitchen, your porch, your TV. It's not that you can't go out, but everything feels a little harder to navigate. Stairs are trickier, winter sidewalks feel riskier, and even a short trip to the store can leave you wiped out. Add to that the people who used to be part of your daily rhythm: neighbors, who move, friends who don't visit as often, and your world doesn't just feel smaller, it feels emptier too. I saw this with my Uncle Ray, who's 88 and still lives in the house he built 50 years ago. He used to be out every day golfing with buddies, volunteering at the library, or just chatting with folks at the hardware store. But over the last few years, his routine has shrunk. His golf buddies aren't around as much, the library's a bit far to walk, and he doesn't feel as steady on his feet. He told me, "It's like my world's a puzzle and pieces keep going missing." That's the heart of this reality. It's not just about staying home more. It's about grieving the life that felt so full, so yours. And that grief can sneak up on you, turning quiet afternoons into moments of longing for what used to be. Here's the truth: this shrinking isn't your fault, and it doesn't mean you're giving up. It's a natural part of aging, but it doesn't have to define your days. You can still find ways to expand your world, even if it looks different now. Start small, really small. Take a walk to the end of your driveway and wave to a neighbor. That tiny connection can spark a conversation that brightens your day. Or try a virtual activity like an online knitting group or a history lecture through your local senior center. My friend Margaret, who's 85, joined a virtual book club and says it's like traveling without leaving my couch. Technology can open doors, so don't be shy about asking a grandkid to show you how to use Zoom or Skype. Another idea: rediscover your home as a space for joy. Plant a small herb garden on your windowsill. Basil or mint can add flavor to your meals and a bit of green to your day. Or dig out old photos and start a scrapbook, maybe with a family member who'd love to hear the stories behind them. These small acts don't just fill your time, they fill your heart, reminding you that your world can still be rich even if it's closer to home. And if you're able, invite someone over: a friend, a neighbor, even a delivery person for a quick chat. Those moments of connection can make your world feel bigger, even in small doses. From a health perspective, staying engaged with your world is a big deal. Studies show that social isolation can raise your risk of depression and even heart disease. So keeping your world active, however you define it, protects both your body and your spirit. Try setting a goal to do one small outward thing each day, like calling a friend or stepping outside for 5 minutes. It's like exercise for your soul, keeping you grounded and hopeful. Emotionally, this reality can stir up a mix of sadness and nostalgia, and that's okay. It's normal to miss the way things were, the crowded picnics, the busy days. But don't let that longing keep you from what's still possible. Your world may be smaller, but it's not finished. You can still find joy in a phone call with an old friend, a laugh with a neighbor, or the smell of fresh herbs on your counter. Focus on what you can do, not what's out of reach. And if you're feeling stuck, talk to someone, a family member, a counselor, or even a pastor. Sometimes naming that grief out loud can lighten the load. One last tip, celebrate the small wins. If you make it to the mailbox or have a great chat with a friend, give yourself a pat on the back. Those moments are proof that your world is still alive, still growing in its own way. You're not just surviving, you're building a new kind of richness, one memory at a time. If this reality speaks to you, drop a 4 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're with me. And if you're finding these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps us going, and I'm so grateful you're part of this journey. Let's keep exploring together. Let's wrap up with a reality that can feel like a roller coaster after 80 when your body starts sending signals that are hard to predict, catching you off guard at the most inconvenient times. One morning you wake up feeling like you could take on the world clear-headed, steady, ready to tackle your garden or a chat with a friend. Then the next day out of nowhere, you're hit with a wave of fatigue, or your hands tremble when you reach for your coffee mug, or a sudden ache in your back makes you rethink that walk you planned. It's not just that your body's slowing down, it's that it's become unpredictable, like a car that sometimes runs smoothly and other times sputters without warning. This inconsistency isn't just frustrating, it can shake your confidence and make you question what you're capable of. Think about a typical day. Maybe you're set to meet your daughter for lunch and you're excited, showered, dressed, feeling good. But as you're putting on your shoes, a dizzy spell hits, or your knees feel wobbly and suddenly you're second-guessing whether you should go. Or perhaps you're in the middle of baking cookies for your grandkids and your fingers, which have kneaded dough for decades, fumble with the spoon. These moments aren't just physical, they're emotional. You've trusted your body for a lifetime, and now it feels like it's playing by new rules you don't understand. My friend Doris, who's 89, put it perfectly. It's like my body's speaking a language I haven't learned yet. That's the crux of this reality. The unpredictability makes you pause, plan differently, and sometimes doubt yourself. This shift can hit hard, especially if you've always been the go-getter, the one fixing the leaky faucet, dancing at weddings, or keeping up with the grandkids. When your body throws curveballs, it's easy to feel betrayed, like you're losing the strength that's defined you. And let's be honest, nobody really talks about this. Friends might say, "Oh, that's just getting old," but that doesn't capture the way these changes chip away at your sense of control. You might find yourself hesitating before leaving the house, not because you don't want to go, but because you're not sure what your body will do. That hesitation can grow into a quiet anxiety, making you feel more vulnerable than you're used to. But here's where you can take the reins. Unpredictability doesn't mean you're powerless. It means you need to listen to your body in a new way, with patience and strategy. Start by pacing yourself. If you have a big day planned, like a family picnic, break it into manageable chunks. Rest before you go, bring a chair if standing's tough, and don't feel bad about sitting out the games. My neighbor Sam, who's 87, started using a daily planner to map out his energy. He marks rest as seriously as he marks doctor's appointment, and it's helped him enjoy outings without crashing later. It's about working with your body, not against it. Another practical tip: build a routine that supports your body's new rhythm. Gentle stretches every morning, think shoulder rolls or leg lifts from a chair, can keep you limber and reduce those surprise aches. Stay on top of hydration and nutrition too. Even mild dehydration can cause dizziness or fatigue, so keep a water bottle handy and sip throughout the day. And don't skip those doctor's visits. Regular checkups can catch issues like low blood pressure or vitamin deficiencies that might be behind those unpredictable moments. Ask your doctor about balance exercises. 2 simple moves like standing on one foot while holding a counter can make you feel steadier. From a health perspective, this reality ties directly to your well-being. Unpredictable symptoms can increase fall risk, which is a big deal after 80 falls are a leading cause of injury for seniors. Practicing balance exercises and keeping your home clear of tripping hazards like loose rugs can lower that risk. And mentally staying proactive about your body's signals can reduce anxiety. When you know you've got a plan, whether it's a rest schedule or a quick call to your doctor, you feel more in control even when your body surprises you. Emotionally, this reality asks for a big dose of self-compassion. It's okay to feel frustrated when your body doesn't cooperate. It's okay to miss the days when you could move without thinking twice. But don't let those feelings define you. Instead, focus on what you can do. Maybe you can't hike like you used to, but you can still tend to a potted plant or read to your grandkids. Celebrate those victories no matter how small, and lean on your loved ones. Let them know when you're feeling off. They want to support you even if they don't always know how to ask. One final tip, keep a health journal. Jot down how you feel each day, what triggers those off moments, and what helps. Over time, you'll spot patterns like maybe coffee makes you jittery or a short nap boosts your energy. That knowledge is power, turning unpredictability into something you can manage. You're not just reacting, you're steering the ship. If this reality rings true for you, drop a 5 in the comments below. I'd love to know you're with me. And if you're finding these tips helpful, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you don't miss our next video. Your support keeps this community growing, and I'm so grateful you're here. We've just walked through 5 harsh realities that often catch us by surprise after 80. The quieter social circle, the way minor health issues turn into major hurdles, the subtle fade of being truly seen, the slow shrink of your everyday world, and the unpredictable rhythm of your body's signals. Each one is a curveball shifting how you move through life in ways you might not have expected. But here's the heart of it. Naming these realities isn't about dwelling on what's hard. It's about stepping into this chapter with your eyes wide open so you can live it with more intention, more grace, and more joy. You're not just aging, you're growing, adapting, and finding new ways to shine. These realities might feel heavy at first, but they're also invitations. They invite you to reconnect with the people who matter most, even if it's just a phone call or a handwritten note. They ask you to care for your body with the same love you've given to others, whether that's sipping water or resting when you need it. They challenge you to keep sharing your stories, your laughter, your wisdom, because the world still needs you, even if it doesn't always know it. And they remind you that your life, with all its changes, is still full of possibility. You've navigated decades of ups and downs, raising families, building careers, weathering storms. These realities, they're just another part of your story, and you're more than strong enough to write the next pages. I want to share a quick story about my Aunt Rose, who's 90, and still the fiercest woman I know. A few years ago, she started feeling these realities, friends passing her body, slowing her world, getting smaller. But instead of pulling back, she decided to push forward in her own way. She started a weekly story hour with her great-grandkids over video calls, sharing tales of her childhood in Ohio. She began chair exercises to stay strong and wrote letters to old friends, rekindling connections she thought were lost. Rose told me, "I may not move as fast, but I'm still moving." That's the spirit I hope you carry today. These realities don't define you, they're just part of the landscape. You get to decide how to navigate them. So, what's your next step? Maybe it's calling someone you've missed, trying a new stretch, or jotting down a memory to share. Whatever it is, start small and celebrate the effort. You're not alone in this. There's a whole community out here cheering you on, learning from you and growing with you. Your experiences, your resilience, your heart, they're still lighting the way, not just for you, but for everyone lucky enough to know you. The biggest lesson from these 5 realities is this. Aging after 80 isn't about losing ground. It's about choosing how to stand tall in a changing world. Every challenge, from a quieter social life to an unpredictable body, is a chance to adapt, reconnect, and rediscover what makes your life meaningful. You don't need to be the loudest or the fastest to matter. Your presence, your stories, and the small, brave choices you make every day, like reaching out, resting well, or sharing a laugh, are what keep your light burning bright. Embrace this season with kindness toward yourself and courage to keep showing up. You've got a lifetime of wisdom, and the world is better for it. Call to action: what stood out to you today? Which of these realities hit home? And what's one small step you're ready to take? Maybe a call to a friend, a new health habit, or sharing a story. Drop it in the comments below. I read every one, and your thoughts inspire me in this community. If this video spoke to you, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you don't miss our next one. Sharing this with someone who needs it could make their day, so pass it along. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're why I do this. Let's keep growing, connecting, and living fully together. We've just walked through 5 harsh realities that often catch us by surprise after 80, the quieter social circle, the way minor health issues turn into major hurdles, the subtle fade of being truly seen, the slow shrink of your everyday world, and the unpredictable rhythm of your body's signals. Each one is a curveball, shifting how you move through life in ways you might not have expected. But here's the heart of it. Naming these realities isn't about dwelling on what's hard. It's about stepping into this chapter with your eyes wide open so you can live it with more intention, more grace, and more joy. You're not just aging, you're growing, adapting, and finding new ways to shine. These realities might feel heavy at first, but they're also invitations. They invite you to reconnect with the people who matter most, even if it's just a phone call or a handwritten note. They ask you to care for your body with the same love you've given to others, whether that's sipping water or resting when you need it. They challenge you to keep sharing your stories, your laughter, your wisdom, because the world still needs you, even if it doesn't always know it. And they remind you that your life with all its changes is still full of possibility. You've navigated decades of ups and downs, raising families, building careers, weathering storms. These realities, they're just another part of your story, and you're more than strong enough to write the next pages. I want to share a quick story about my Aunt Rose, who's 90 and still the fiercest woman I know. A few years ago, she started feeling these realities, friends passing her body, slowing her world getting smaller. But instead of pulling back, she decided to push forward in her own way. She started a weekly story hour with her great-grandkids over video calls, sharing tales of her childhood in Ohio. She began chair exercises to stay strong and wrote letters to old friends, rekindling connections she thought were lost. Rose told me, I may not move as fast, but I'm still moving. That's the spirit I hope you carry today. These realities don't define you. They're just part of the landscape. You get to decide how to navigate them. So, what's your next step? Maybe it's calling someone you've missed, trying a new stretch, or jotting down a memory to share. Whatever it is, start small and celebrate the effort. You're not alone in this. There's a whole community out here cheering you on, learning from you and growing with you. Your experiences, your resilience, your heart, they're still lighting the way, not just for you, but for everyone lucky enough to know you. The biggest lesson from these 5 realities is this. Aging after 80 isn't about losing ground. It's about choosing how to stand tall in a changing world. Every challenge, from a quieter social life to an unpredictable body, is a chance to adapt, reconnect, and rediscover what makes your life meaningful. You don't need to be the loudest or the fastest to matter. Your presence, your stories, and the small brave choices you make every day, like reaching out, resting well, or sharing a laugh, are what keep your light burning bright. Embrace this season with kindness toward yourself and courage to keep showing up. You've got a lifetime of wisdom, and the world is better for it. Call to action: what stood out to you today? Which of these realities hit home? And what's one small step you're ready to take? Maybe a call to a friend, a new health habit, or sharing a story. Drop it in the comments below. I read everyone, and your thoughts inspire me in this community. If this video spoke to you, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and tap the bell so you don't miss our next one. Sharing this with someone who needs it could make their day, so pass it along. Thank you for spending this time with me. You're why I do this. Let's keep growing, connecting, and living fully together.